Hi, Beth Johnston at the International Women's Leadership Association. Today it is my pleasure to introduce Naomi Tickle. Naomi is an international speaker and a consultant. She's the author of a book, What Makes People Tick and Why. Naomi has appeared on a number of television shows and is taught at university. She has a fascinating skill, and I am so excited to share what Naomi does. I had never heard of it before. Naomi practices an actual science known as face language. Naomi is passionate about what she does, and I am excited to introduce you to Naomi Tickle so that you also can learn more about what she does. Welcome, Naomi.
Thank you very much, Beth. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Our pleasure indeed. Naomi, you refer to yourself as a personologist. What is a personologist?
That's right.
What is a personologist?
A personologist is someone who looks at the structure of the face, the position of the eyes, the shape of the nose, slope of the forehead, texture of the hair, the lips, the chin, the cheekbones, and it indicates both our innate abilities and talents and also challenges.
How did you learn, this is a science, how did you learn it?
Well, I came across this back in the 1980s, and initially I thought, oh, this is so Californian. I wasn't going to fall for this. And then my friends go rushing down and having their faces read, and I thought, okay, I'll secretly go down and have an assessment. I was amazed by the accuracy. And immediately I thought, well, how this could be applied in so many areas of one's life, in career assessments, team building, relationships, understanding your children. There are many applications and applies across all cultures.
Wonderful. So tell us, how do you actually read a face?
Well, we have some special tools that measure the face. We actually measure the eyes, measure the space between, we measure the eyes itself, and to see if the space between is wider or is it more close set. We measure the width of the face to see the level of confidence that people have. Like people with narrow faces build their confidence through knowledge. Whereas people with wide faces, like you have a wider face, say, oh, I can do that, not a problem. And they love a challenge. And so we look at 91 different traits. And a lot of those traits can be seen at the time of birth, like writing, music, design, detailed, perfectionist, the artist, and many others. And then once the child has passed puberty, all the traits are fully formed.
So you're saying this can be used as a predictor of what a child's life could or should be by developing their innate skills and sensibilities?
By connecting, I would say, not developing. The skills are already there. By connecting with those skills, like the writing line. I can look at a baby, and if you see a tiny little line under the eye, you know it's a writer. Has the potential to write. Now, what happens going through school and bringing, and perhaps you have not a positive environment, home environment, that ability can be put on hold for years because they hear never good enough, never good enough. And the child or the individual loses belief in themselves. So simply what I do is to validate who people are and their innate gifts and talents.
You're suggesting to me, perhaps, Naomi, we haven't talked about this, but you're suggesting that this could be beneficial for what shall I say, analysis of a child during their early school years?
Yes. I remember this lady brought her son to me. He was 9 years of age, about to be expelled from school because he was so disruptive. She brought him to me. I explained that he had the restless traits, that what she needed to do was take him out and get him into exercise, sports, or anything. I meet them on their cycling a couple of weeks later, and she said it's no longer a problem at school, no longer a problem at home.
Oh my goodness, how gratifying for
Yes.
you to learn that
Yes.
and to know the role that you played in that. Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. So someone having the knowledge of what their structure, their facial components are, what have you, how else can they use that in their lives? What's the benefit of having this knowledge?
Well, relationships is one thing, understanding your partner better and realizing the challenges that may come up and learn how to work with that, and also be aware of how we are coming across to other people. The career assessments, we developed a career program that matches up people's abilities with careers that require those abilities, and we look for a 91% and higher match. This comes out a little higher than DISC and Myers-Briggs and many of those tests you take.
Wow. Is there an ideal time in life that one should have their face read? Is it ever too late to have your face read?
My oldest client was 92.
Oh my goodness. Hopefully
yes.
they had learned
yes.
that they had lived their full life.
Well, they had learned, they said the very things that I came up with psychology and teaching was what they wanted to do, but the parents said, what do you want to do that for? Oh. So it validated, saying, yes, I was right.
Oh.
Yes, and my youngest client has been 2.
Wow. So from age 2 to 92, you have come into the lives of people and hopefully affected them in a very positive way. Does someone have to be physically with you in order to have this done, Naomi?
No. No, I do most of my assessments from photographs.
You do? Oh, okay. So
and
wonderful.
I work with, yes.
So that gives all of our viewers,
yes,
all the members.
Companies.
Go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. I ask 5 questions when working with photographs. And I wouldn't normally ask them, but I can't see them for the photograph. Like, are you competitive? Do you enjoy writing and write well? Do you procrastinate a lot? Texture of the hair, is it fine or medium, of course? And then one other question I ask them. Otherwise, that is it. I don't need any background information.
And what photographs would someone need to get to you in order to have this experience with you?
One full face with their forehead and their ears completely exposed. One of each side profile. And then one with the palms of the hands facing the camera, fingers together, knuckles straight, and thumbs resting against the hand. That's all I need.
Okay. So you actually then are able to work with anybody anywhere from around the world if they get you those photos.
Anyway.
Well,
yes, it's been a very moving experience.
How can someone who's interested in having their face read and knowing if they're in the right career path or learn more about themselves and have personal and professional development throughout life, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, they can reach me on my website at naomitickle.com. That's NaomiTickle.com, and they can watch my video on there, and they can also connect with me. And if they're interested in having an assessment, it includes a copy of my book, which is What Makes People Tick and Why, and they get an audio, a personalized audio, and then a list of career suggestions, and then follow up if they need it.
Isn't that wonderful? Well, remember this face because you're going to get pictures of it. I would love to experience it for myself so I can speak more intelligently about it. I think this has been fascinating. When you and I first spoke a while ago, I had no clue that this science actually existed. You and I have shared a couple of conversations, and you've really presented amazing, what shall I say, validation, the word that you're using, for the lives of the people that you've touched with facial pattern recognition. So I invite all of our members and all of our viewers to contact Naomi. Again, www.naomitickle.com. and of course, you can also network with Naomi right through the IWLA site with your username and password. Naomi, this has been fascinating. I really look forward to this conversation, and I thank you so much for sharing your time and your talent, your passion, and we'll look forward to following up with you after you have had the opportunity to work with some of the members of the IWLA. How does that sound?
Sounds fantastic, Beth. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. It was my pleasure. Thank you. And we'll be back in touch with you soon. Have a wonderful day.
Great. You too.
Thank you.